So today I'm going up to Saddleback Mountain to hike it, and it'll probably take a couple days. But just to get there I have to hitchhike about 100 miles north from Portland, which is where I live. So I started out by spending $1.50 on a bus ride just a little ways out of town, worth every penny, because now I'll be able to walk through the a little more scenic areas and hopefully get some rides. I also want to forage as much as I can, maybe make some of my own tools on this trip. So I'm stopping here right before actually starting to hitchhike just to forage a little bit. Off the side of this parking lot I found some wild vetch, which is a purple flower that I really like to eat. Kind of tastes like clover or like honey or whatever. A little better than clover usually. So, as you can see here, we've got some wild vetch and tastes great. Okay, so just got picked up on my first car ride here, and here we are. They're going biking today, and I'm going hiking. So, thanks for picking me up.
No problem.
Do you usually pick up hitchhikers, or?
It's about 50-50. Yeah. Hey,
cool.
You look like you were going someplace fun, so.
Cool. Well, thanks a lot. Okay, that was the first ride. I think he was also the first car who drove by me. He looped around and came and picked me up, which is pretty common lately. It seems like people have a tendency to drive by, think about whether or not they want to pick somebody up a little bit, and then make the decision. So now I'm going to head back out to Route 100, as you see behind me, and keep heading north from Portland towards Lewiston. Then I'll switch to Route 4 and head north to the mountains. Okay, so here I am in the second car ride today, almost to Auburn, which means I can switch to Route 4. Here's the guy who picked me up. We've been telling some stories. And do you usually pick up hitchhikers, or?
I used to hitchhike back when I was a kid in New Hampshire.
Nice.
But nowadays, I wouldn't want my son doing it.
Yeah.
So a little different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you can always tell just the way someone's walking or what they're doing and stuff, if they're a good guy or a bad guy. And you had a pack, you knew what you're doing.
Cool.
So,
well, thanks, I appreciate it. Got out of that car, and then as soon as I got out of that car, these folks picked me up, so it's going really good.
Yeah, he didn't even throw out the sign, man. I was just like, man, this guy's got a backpack, let's pull over.
Yeah.
She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I think that guy might be right.
Yeah. So here we are. I got picked up, got dropped off in Turner, got picked up in Livermore, walked for about 20 minutes or so in between. And here's the guy who picked me up. I don't know if I think your name is Nick?
Nick, yeah.
Yep. So my name's Alba. And yeah, he took me to Farmington and on Route 2 for a little bit. And now I'm going north of Route 2, but still on Route 4. So headed towards Rangeley, Saddleback Mountain. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I haven't been out here in a long time. I just figured we're close enough, I'd bring you the rest of the way.
Oh, wow.
Especially if it's going to start raining.
Okay. Just heard a little bit of thunder. Still raining. Probably going to maybe modify this a little bit, but it's holding up pretty well. I'm getting a lot of fresh water flowing off the tarp, and so I'm going to collect that in some bottles. And I'm just going to wait out the rain. It shouldn't, the sky can't hold this much water for too long, is my hope, at least. I made a small drainage ditch just so I don't wind up developing a puddle under the floor of my shelter. So here I am, just hanging out in my shelter. As you can see, I got the ridge pole set up. I still have the clothesline here. Got my backpack right here, and yeah, I'm just, hanging out, trying to stay dry. and we'll see if the weather lets up. Had a garter snake come through here. Maybe it was trying to get out of the rain, I'm not sure, but we hung out for a little while and then he moved along. Alright, good morning. Just waking up after a good night's sleep. Waking up pretty early, but as you can see, it's starting to get light out, and I figure I'm awake. I'm feeling ready to go, so I'll start packing up in a little bit and then hit the trail. Okay, so I got packed up this morning. Here's a look at my pack right quick. Yeah, it's my hiking pack. Started the hike and it started to get a little bit steep, and so I'm taking a break to make a couple trekking poles. Here I have my folding saw and my knife here. These are my go-to rending tools. So I'm gonna make a couple trekking poles and then get on my way again, hopefully a little faster. So I picked this tree because it was dead standing, which meant that it would be relatively dry, not too rotten. And I also like to use softwoods because the poles don't need to be too strong, and lightweight is better. Okay, so I just rounded off the ends of my trekking poles using my knife. So now I should be good to go down the trail again, just a little bit faster. Alright, so the trekking poles have been working out really good. I crossed a stream earlier, and then I remade one of the poles because I realized that the thinner one of the two was working out fine for strength, and lighter is better. So also I just got to Piazza Rock, and it's pretty nice. It's a big megalithic thing. So, gonna keep on hiking now, see how it goes. Okay, so here I am. I'm taking another break because I just found a fir tree that has a lot of sap coming out of it. So I'm gonna collect it with my knife and save it in case I start a fire later. This will give me some pitch from a fir tree, which hopefully will make the fire burn a little more steadily. Okay, good morning. So I had a good night last night. I walked in on the trail and saw a few animals, a frog, a toad, a salamander, and then I camped out last night, and in the morning I made a small fire with flint and steel using birch bark as tinder, and then made some tea. I could always make tea using the inner bark from fir trees or pine trees if I had thought to collect those a lot sooner. But today I'm just making tea using Moroccan mint because it happens to be my favorite, and this isn't a survival situation yet, and I still have a few tea bags left, so why not? And so, I'll try it out. Here it is. Excellent. Alright, so I've made it to the top of Saddleback Mountain, and this is one of the 4,000-foot mountains in Maine, one of the 14 of them. And so this is kind of an exciting moment. This is the 8th highest point in Maine, and now I'm going to hike on down the Saddleback Ridge to the Horn. The Horn of Saddleback is also over 4,000 feet, and it's the 12th highest point in Maine. So I'll do those two hikes and then I'll come back down. Got to be careful where I step because there's some very fragile plants here, including some that are mostly only found in the Arctic. So I want to keep them here on the mountains in Maine so that I can see them when I come here. so here I am at the horn of Saddleback Mountain. There's Saddleback right there. Here I am on the horn, which is on the other side of the saddle. Just walked across the saddle, and just take a look at the mountain. It's quite a view. Some other tallest mountains in Maine. I'll have to come out here again sometime. Okay, so woke up this morning and walked out of the trail, got picked up by this wonderful family and car, and now I'm gonna walk home and
we walk up.
And they're gonna hike. So hopefully they have a good trip today, and hopefully I have a good trip back. So last night, after I got back from hiking the saddle, I had to head downhill because it was getting too dark, and so I hiked down the mountain pretty much in the dark by moonlight, and there's a lot of fireworks last night because today is the 4th of July. So now I'm hitchhiking my way back home after sleeping near the ski lodge, eating a little bit more veg here. Always very good. Alright, so I just got back. It took me 4 rides hitchhiking this morning. During the first ride we actually saw a moose running alongside the road. But now I'm back home, and it was an excellent trip. Very happy to have gone. The mountain was beautiful.